How would you feel if you realized you've been drinking contaminated water for years? I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty scared. Due to insufficient water treatment, over 100,000 residents of Flint, Michigan were potentially exposed to high levels of lead in their drinking water. I have family members in the area who have been greatly affected by this, and I can see the damage it can do to a community. As a result, people should donate to organizations to help the residents of Flint during this crisis. Today, we are going to discuss the Flint water crisis, the cause it has in the Flint community, and why you should donate to the select organizations to help resolve this problem. So, what is the Flint crisis? The
Flint water crisis began because the Department of Environmental Quality, or the DEQ, decided to illegally ignore a law protecting the pipes in the water system, so they did not put anti-corrosive inhibitors on the pipes. So, which eventually, when the pipes break down, they leak the lead into the water.
The Flint water crisis refers to the city of Flint, Michigan, and the contaminated water issues that they have been dealing with since the CDC found lead in the water back in 2001. The city of Flint switched their water source to the Flint River back in 2014. It wasn't too much longer until the people started complaining about the color, the rashes, and concern that there might be bacteria in the water. But it wasn't until January 9th, 2015, when the University of Michigan detects lead in their drinking fountains. Soon, the Department of Health and Human Services declared a public health emergency, urging the people of the community not to drink the water. This contamination has affected more than 7,000 children, and Dr. Sanjay Gupta told CNN, "When pediatricians hear anything about lead, we freak out." Another article published by Ryan Felton at The Guardian also claims that children are the front line of a water crisis.
So how did this happen? The cause. Lead contamination happened due to the Department of Environmental Quality, otherwise known as the DEQ, illegally ignoring a law that helped protect water. The law stated that the Department of Environmental Quality must apply an anti-corrosive inhibitor to the pipes supplying the city with water. These pipes, when broken down, leak lead and eventually can lead to lead poisoning. When the CDC found the elevated lead levels back in 2001, they soon filed a class action lawsuit against the Department of Environmental Quality for violating this federal law. So how is this crisis affecting Flint's population? This crisis has been affecting more than just homeowners and businessmen. It's been affecting the children. According to Dr. Sanjay Gupta, during her interview with CNN, lead is an irreversible, potent neurotoxin. Hannah Adish, also an interviewee for CNN, followed up by saying, "We care about lead so much because it impacts your cognition and your behavior." She continues to tell us how it can even lower your IQ. Naika Wakes, a mother who moved to Flint in 2014, explained to The Guardian how both of her children were tested recently for lead levels. The results showed that both children had levels of 5 micrograms of lead in their blood, which she was told was much higher than normal levels typically found in children their age.
So how are different organizations helping? Sarah Ruiz-Grossman wrote an article about the organizations that are helping Flint and what exactly they are doing. So in this article, we found a few organizations that we really felt were appropriate for donating to. The first one we found was the United Way of Genesee County, who gives 100% of its donations back to the community of Flint to get water filters and water bottles, and it's not only for the residents, it also helps the emergency and prevention services as well. Another organization named the Flint Water Study is an independent group of researchers from Virginia Tech. They volunteer to test the residents' tap water and get the results, and they actually post it online to their website, so all the Flint residents can see. They do take donations at their GoFundMe page, but otherwise they do it completely free. The Flint Community Schools, although it's not technically an organization, they are accepting cash donations and water donations as well. So they're obviously given to the students and faculty to help keep them safe during the day. The schools are also teaming up with even bigger organizations to help tackle the recycling crisis, I guess you could say, that's happening with all these plastic bottles that the Flint residents are using. So why should you donate? Well, the organizations listed before are organizations that give 100% of their donations back to Flint. So if you're concerned about, them going to different areas or different peoples, you don't have to be. When you donate, you give children and parents alike safe drinking water. You will help them receive water filters and help take the anxiety away from working parents and from children who need school to be their first priority. Clean water shouldn't have to be a main concern, especially when 40% of the population is considered poor.
So, to conclude, first off, Deanna and Jennifer are going to hand out some pamphlets on the organizations just so you guys can get a little bit of an overview of what the organizations are about and what they can do to help. So, people should donate to the organizations to help the residents of Flint during this crisis. So today, we talked to you about the Flint water crisis, how it's affected their community, different ways you can donate, and which organizations to donate to. We highly encourage you to take action and help the people of Flint, Michigan. The sake of clean water is at stake, and if this situation doesn't get resolved soon, more and more people will get permanent brain damage from the lead in their water. If you feel the need to stand up and make a difference, don't hold back from making a donation. The people of Flint can really use your help.